last one, man. Mr. Ramirez, charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. That makes it a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship. The officers were dispatched to a family disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated that her and the defendant got into an argument. The defendant stated, "I am going to kill you." He then told her, "I'm going to have someone kill you." The complainant stated she believed the defendant's threats were credible due to the defendant's behavior.
Okay, so I see that he has a prior felony assault. Tell me it's the same complaining witness. It looks like it may have been pled down too.
It's a different complaint, Your Honor.
Yeah, it looks like he had a prior impeding breath case. It's pled down to time served on a misdemeanor. Do you have anything?
Judge, I spoke to the complainant in this case. She is requesting that we request that there's no contact. I believe that she is very fearful of the defendant. And we're also going to be asking for an emergency order of protection in this case. She's moved out of the house and she's moved in with her mother. But as far as I know, the defendant is aware of that and is aware of where she lives.
So the address that you have listed in the order for protection now, do we keep that? This is the 9810. Did you know where she moved to by chance? Yeah. That's what I figured. So
I can get an updated address.
do you mind? Because we need to know whether we need to amend this or not. And it looks like the order for protection has already been entered. Mr. Ramirez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. A protective order has been issued in this case. I suggest you get to know it, because if you violate the protective order, they will file additional charges against you, a violation of a protective order. And I'm telling you now, that is one of the worst misdemeanor cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a DPO, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond. Zero bond until this case is over with, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person of Harris County. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
No contact, no weapons. Don't use anyone to try to get contact with this person. As it stands now, we're going to see whether this is a good address or not. If it is not, if she's not at this address, then we can change it.
Morgan has a new address.
I do have the address.
It's not the 9810.
Correct, Judge. I have the updated address.
Okay, so do you want to do a new one with that address on, or do you want to just put
Just
any
scratch it,
address?
And then can you do an NCIC data entry with the correct address?
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you at this point, go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir. Okay.
Hey, Eric.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let them finish. It's not a big deal. No. Finish what you're doing.
All right, Judge, Mr. Kareem
Please hold
Williams.
all conversations.
Morning, Ms. Williams.
Good morning.
How's jail? You got another case now.
Say it again.
You have a new case now.
Yes.
We filed a fugitive case against you. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that you have an open DWI with us. You have a prior fugitive case, and now it's another fugitive case.
They were both at the same time. Oh, yes.
Let's find out. I don't know. Tell me.
So Judge Fleischer, he's wanted out of Beauregard Parish, Louisiana for home improvement fraud. At this time, the state's asking for no bond. based on the fact that he has a prior fugitive case, which he was granted 2 bonds on, and both were revoked. They were 25K and 65K.
We gave him a 65K bond and he made it and it got revoked.
It was dismissed. The case was dismissed by Louisiana. The DA didn't even take the charges.
We did file dismissal on that.
Yeah,
For whatever reason it was.
The whole time, that's why, because you guys asked me to report whenever it was dismissed. And we just I had an attorney out there. I gave him my attorney's number. She fought back and forth and the DA didn't even accept the charges. That's why it was dismissed.
Judge, I would argue that shouldn't be considered against him if that's the case.
He still has a prior fugitive case, right? I mean,
Well, just talking about this one, he's saying he had no knowledge of the filing of this case. This is called a home improvement fraud. It sounds like from talking to him, this is leaning, my argument would be this is leaning more towards a civil matter than a criminal matter. He works as a construction builder. He has his own company, my understanding. He is on the minority builders list for Harris County. And so he's got a company. It
So
sounds
like
like this might be.
cases where a guy takes money to build a house or make improvements and then they boom, just take off.
No, what happened was it was a licensing. Oh, I'm sorry.
It was a licensing. He's talking about a licensing issue. I don't want to get into the specific facts of that, Judge, but on these construction projects, there's always 100 lawsuits that could pop up, and some of those can turn criminal. And so he is looking for an opportunity to fight that over there. He's got a lawyer by the name of Jeanette in Louisiana that's going to help him resolve that situation. His DWI here is being resolved by Mr. David Brazil. All we ask is for him to be able to post a bond so he can go figure out Louisiana, turn himself in or post a bond out there and resolve the case instead of having to wait for Louisiana to come get him.
Judge Fleischer, just based on his warrants that were issued on the DWI case local here in this court, and then the 2 warrants issued for his last fugitive case, and then further criminal history out of East Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for like looting, burglary.
Oh, no, that's
possession of
not
stolen
me.
Property, damage to property, possession of stolen property, MJ felony,
That's
theft,
not me.
monetary instrument abuse, battery, child endangerment.
Judge,
That's not me.
are we sure we're talking about the right Kareem Williams?
Kareem Williams.
That is what Mr. Stan Clark told me. I can double check.
Yeah, that is definitely not me.
There's 2 Williams on.
Regardless, I'm gonna tell you that the first time I gave you a bond here, I tell you the same thing I tell every single person, that I give you one opportunity. When you pick up multiple fugitive cases, I'm not going to continue to give you bonds on multiple fugitive
I really
cases.
didn't know about this one, Judge. It's not a court
I gave
issue that I win.
on the first time, I tell you, look, I'm gonna give you a bond now. If you get another case in the future, it's not gonna happen. We don't continue to give bonds on multiple fugitive cases.
It's a warrant that I never received. It's an original warrant that I never knew nothing
How
about.
do I know that?
Judge, if I may, those previous fugitive cases that we're talking about, are those here in Harris County? Because I didn't see anything pop up here for Harris
No.
County on that. So you've never given him an opportunity. He's never messed up in your court,
I
correct?
see 2 prior fugitive cases and she's telling me that I gave him 2 different bonds on the fugitive cases.
You're talking about the DWI.
Well, no, he's had bonds on the DWI, those were revoked, and then he had a prior fugitive case that was filed in 2019 where he was granted 2 bonds, and those were also revoked
But is that here in Harris County or is that?
in Harris County.
Ah,
The parish-
okay.
He's on the lam for the DWI, right?
so,
Did he have a warrant for his arrest on the DWI when he got picked up on this case?
let me see, I believe
No,
there was a warrant issued on July 31st of 2019 for your DWI.
Did he ever post bond on that and get out? Or was it in warrant status the whole time and we just picked him up on this one?
And the other charge that you said, that's not me.
I'm gonna delve into what the other stuff she's talking about. How'd you get on this DWI?
I
On this
came
country?
in.
You came in
I
yourself?
came in myself to pay, to post the bond.
On the DWI?
Correct.
Judge, my client's telling me he came in himself to resolve this issue on the DWI. It wasn't picked up, is what he's conveying to me.
Looks like the DWI was from 2019. Jeff Ludwig was the lawyer on it and filed a motion to withdraw. And the case has been open since that time.
And here's the problem, Judge. I don't want to speak too much about that DWI case, but because my understanding is David Brazil is an attorney who's handling that case. And so I don't want to jump in and talk too much about something that somebody else is handling.
anyone
You
on
don't
it.
have a David Brazil?
I just retained Mr. David on Tuesday.
No, the last thing I have on that is a motion to withdraw filed by Jeff Ludwig in 2019. Nothing has happened since that time.
Okay.
So,
Since 19, you're saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
look,
No, I get you, I get you. I just thought he had somebody ready to go on that. Okay. Would you consider a bond? Would you consider putting some skin in the game and he knows he's gonna lose it if he doesn't?
he was on the land for this DWI. You're a flight risk. You were on bond for this DWI since 2019. You took off. We haven't seen you since 2019. And the only reason we have you here now is because you have a home improvement fraud case from Louisiana.
I came in to pay for my DWI, you know?
When?
That's why I'm here.
Oh,
I'm not making.
that's why you're here now.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm really not, but I'm just asking just to be able to go take care of this. Like, I really do. I'm trying my hardest. You know, I lost both of my parents. When I got in that DWI at 19, my grandma had just died in a house fire. It's not an excuse. It's not.
Specifics.
Oh, yes. So,
Judge,
I'm just-
any amount that you would consider, would it afford him an opportunity to do so? He would know the risk, and it would be a risk that would guarantee that he does what he's supposed to do.
and would not do the same mistake again.
Had your DWI open since 2019, and you've been out with a warrant for your arrest since 2019. The only reason you are here with me now is because you picked up a felony out of Louisiana
That's
that
all
you
want.
haven't
That,
make bond. So I think you are a flight risk. If I give you a bond, you will take off on me because I gave you a bond in the DWI. And the last time I saw you was in 2019.
just my parents that died going, I'm not making.
And I'm really sorry for your parents,
Give me another chance. I'm not.
but
If you give me a chance, I'm not gonna mess this up.
I gave you a chance. I've given you 2 chances. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Here's what I'll do, Judge. I was just appointed on this case today. There has been some criminal history thrown out that I was completely unaware of.
That's-
Let me do my homework on this and reapproach with a better argument.
Can we
after a couple
appoint
days.
Ricardo in the DWI as well?
It's in another court.
It's here.
No, it's here.
It's here. It's,
I saw court too.
No, it's
No,
with
no,
us.
no, 4-5. My concern was, you told me there was another lawyer already on it. Yeah, Kareem Williams.
Oh, it is something.
And so I just asked for a short reset to make a better
As
argument.
long
for
as you
him.
want.
Okay.
So here's the deal now. You have 2 different options. You can either waive extradition.
He's already done so, Judge, is my understanding, yesterday. This clock is started.
Okay, yes, but I'm gonna say this, though. If they gave him a PR bond on this, ixnay on the PR bond A.
On the DDA?
Yeah.
You're gonna do something on the DDA?
It's been open for 4 years and he's been on the land for 4 years.
So am I getting, I don't wanna argue on that one until I'm appointed.
I'm gonna reach out to them. So can you please? You are,
You
okay.
don't have anybody else?
So let's do this. I'll have you guys going back, talk about it, but I can't in good conscience give him a PR bond again. When we did that and he took off for 4 years. No, it doesn't work like that.
Understood. I'll talk to him.
No catch and release.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me talk to him. All right, Mr. Williams.
just please don't send him down.
Yeah, let me talk to him.
All right. Dustin. Ms. Morelli, you are charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, man. Okay.
The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and who is also I apologize. Do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead.
Okay. And was a-
Sorry,
No problem. The officer spoke with the complainant, who is the defendant's mother, and was observed to be bleeding from her mouth and face. The complainant stated the defendant physically attacked her in the defendant's kitchen after a verbal argument about the complainant calling out the defendant for taking drugs. The complainant stated the defendant was beating the living hell out of me. The complainant stated she doesn't know exactly how many times the defendant struck her, so the defendant hit her numerous times with both hands and that she felt pain. The complainant stated they both had been drinking and had a couple margaritas, but that it was not the reason for the assault. The complainant stated she ran out of the defendant's house and back to her home, which is only a few houses down the street, to call for help. The complainant stated the defendant has a history of assaulting her.
There's a prior assault of a family member. Is that the same complaining witness? Let's see.
It is, Your Honor.
I had something interesting here. There's a joint. Do you see what was filed? A joint attorney of record. Can you appoint, or can you put two attorney of records? Really? Okay. Second assault of a family member against the same person. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of this county, and if that means putting you in jail, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, then you're to come right back. If you fail to come back, or if you fail to take the drug test, I will revoke your bond, and I'm going to tell you now, you will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
As a condition of your bond, I'm forbidding you from having any contact with Diana Morelli whatsoever, not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. I'm ordering you not to have contact with her. Can you find mom, please? Diana Morelli, please. Has a motive been granted in this case? Okay,
I just put it ready for you.
okay. So, guys, it looks like the CW is here, so.
Judge, I have all spoken with the CW, and she says that her and her daughter have fixed the situation between.
It doesn't, no, it's a second assault. Every time I had, no,
Can
doesn't
I
matter.
just go confirm with the CW?
Yeah, and well, I'm gonna
you're
bring her in
called-
so that I can talk to her as well. Are you Miss Morelli? Hi, thank you so much for coming. Would you mind coming up, please? I told her that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County, no matter who it is, who they are, what is going on, and that I would, and if that means putting them in jail and making it $100,000 bond, I will do it in a heartbeat. I'm entering now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies you as a protected individual. Ms. Morelli, you cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? This is a second assault alleged against you. The first one was dismissed. However, now I'm forbidding her from having contact with you. I've also forbidden her from consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm sending her now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. I'm so much as even contemplating putting a device on her ankle so I know that she's not consuming any alcohol. She has a lot of prior violent behavior, you know, and I'm going to do everything in my power to quell it. This is the fifth, violent type of case that we have, and that's it. Historically speaking, every 2 years, there's a new case. Since 2018. Stops now. Do you understand? Okay.
Am I allowed to say anything?
Well, I'd rather not. She has a lawyer, you guys can talk to the lawyer. I've got a bunch of DAs here and everything that you guys say can be used. And now's not the best time to talk about the case. The only thing I want to know, impart to you that you are now a protected individual, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it stays like that so no one else puts their hands on you.
It's almost impossible for us to be able to follow because I'm driving her back and forth to work and 5 houses down.
Let's do this. I'm going to have her talk to the lawyer, and then we'll figure out something to do. Well, we'll talk. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to send her for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in her system. And then we'll have her come back, and hopefully by then the lawyers will be here and then we can talk. Okay? So just don't leave for now. Okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign this order for protection now, and then we'll send you on your way, and then we'll see you back in half an hour. Okay? That'll be your date, but what we'll have to do resets every Monday and Thursday for her to come and test, and then she'll come here, she'll test, and then she can go out, and we'll have her sign a reset.
Yes, sir. Just 2 other points, Judge. This address is it's not the correct address, essentially, Judge. But I'm assuming since the court is allowing contact, that would be.
Passingham Drive?
What is that?
Passingham?
It's the same street, but it's a different number, is my understanding, Judge.
Of where mom lives?
Yes, Judge, but I'm assuming since the court is going to allow contact, is she allowed to be at the
So
house,
what
Judge?
we'll do is we'll do no threatening or harassing.
Okay.
And then the MOA stays in place, all but for the residential restriction. So we'll take the residential restriction out, but everything else stays in.
Let's see. Okay.
Ms. Morelli, come up.
The last condition, Judge, if I could, it asks Ms. Morelli to contact pretrial to determine the case status. She has counsel, Judge, so can we remove that, right?
I've never
That condition?
seen that, actually. You'll have to show me that, what hurts. Usually it's something where it's random testing.
Do that, we put that paragraph thing. just
Why?
because I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna take that off. I don't see why. Thank you for bringing that. I've never seen that before.
I never seen either.
It was through the magistrate, so we'll take it off. Ms. Morelli, I'm going to have you sign conditions now that you are not.
Order in the court.
You are not to have any threatening or harassing contact with your mother. What is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think is threatening. It's what she perceives. So if you buck up and go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It is. Spoken word, it doesn't have to be spoken word. Other conduct can violate this court order. If you violate this, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, and I don't care what it is, I don't care what the source is, isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, a tequila lollipop, hair dye, NyQuil, I've heard it all, and it doesn't matter to me. No means no. And we'll take copious notes that I've warned you about everything, including mouthwash, Listerine, whatever it may be. If you test positive, the bond gets revoked, you go to jail. And from now on, if you test positive, I'm telling you now, I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you that tests for alcohol. And that thing costs around $400 to $500 a month. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So everything in this order for protection will stay. The only thing that we're taking off is the residential restriction. So before you leave here, I would suggest that you get to know this thing so you know what you can and can't do. Do you have any questions?
I can contact her just and be around her, just nothing harassing or threatening.
No threatening, harassing, no alcohol from any source, no illegal drugs. Correct. You have a lawyer, they will take care of you. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with them. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds if you pick up a new case, you start acting out, anything like that. Any questions?
Just Monday and Thursday to be.
You will report here at 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll send you the test. And then after that, you'll be go. And then you can go. If we find something we shouldn't, we'll get in contact with both of you guys. Okay?
Thank you,
If
Judge.
you don't show up, a warrant will issue.
Is there a time frame that it matters for those days?
9 o'clock here in the morning. Yeah, okay.
We
All right,
excuse,
guys.
Judge? Thank you.
Thank you.